Good morning, campers. As you can see, I'm just leaving the Laughing Heart Hostel there behind me. I took a 0 day yesterday. I was very busy though. I had to plan out how I'm getting through the Smokies. I had to get my Smokies permit and print that out. I had to go through my bounce box, resupply myself, and then repack my bounce box and figure out where I was going to mail that. I had to go through my resupply box, resupply myself, and then mail a bunch of stuff home. Oh, look at this. That's a cool little monument. The Appalachian Trail, Carolina Mountain Club. Pretty neat. So today, I'm going 12.8 miles. I'm leaving Hot Springs, obviously. Hot Springs, North Carolina, going 12.8 miles, and I believe the shelter is back in Tennessee, so there's no privy. You keep weaving back and forth between North Carolina and Tennessee. The trail goes right along the border. So, one shelter's in North Carolina, the next one's in Tennessee, the next one's in North Carolina, next one's in Tennessee, and so on. It can get confusing, but they're calling for rain later tonight. And I just learned at the hostel that there's a potential snowstorm coming in 4 days. I'm going to be in the Smoky Mountains. So I'm glad I'm prepared. I have all my winter gear. I am full up with winter stuff, cold weather stuff. So I'll be fine. I just wasn't expecting a snowstorm the second week of October in Tennessee, almost in Georgia. My pack is heavy. I've got 5 full days of food because my original plan was to go to Gatlinburg and resupply, but I'm trying to avoid that, especially because he just told me it's going to be snowing 4 days. 4 days is Sunday. Sunday was the day I was planning on going to Gatlinburg, but instead I'm going to stop at Standing Bear Hostel on Friday, resupply with just some snacks to get me to Fontana Dam on Wednesday. Avoiding Gatlinburg is my goal. That means I won't have any laundry for a week until next Wednesday, a week from today, when I get to the Creekside something B&B in Fontana Dam. So anyway, I got a big climb this morning. As usual, I'm already huffing and puffing. I probably got 32, 33 pounds on my back. After this big climb, then it's kind of, just bunny hills, and then I have a 2,000 foot climb over 3.5 miles, just straight up, and then down, and then a little up to the shelter. So it's 7:35, 12.8 miles, some big climbs. Not quite in the Smokies yet, but it's a taste of what's to come. So I got to get moving. I want to get there before the rain starts, so I'll check in later. Okay, just looked over when I was walking down the trail, and I thought, oh, there's a little campsite over here. And no, it's a little grave site. This one looks like the casket, like the dirt collapsed into it. 1881 to 1996, departed but not forgotten. Wow, 85 years old. And this one, Eva Crag, 1940, only 58, absent, not dead. Jeez, that's wild. That's literally like 10 steps off the trail, and there's no sign or anything. Very wild. Hey, just a quick check-in. I've been hiking for an hour. It's been pretty much straight uphill. I've covered about 2.3 miles, which is amazing, going uphill. It's because I'm fresh off of 0. I'm rested. I've had caffeine. So it's about half a mile to the next shelter. I'm going to have a snack there and just take my pack off because it's really heavy. And then push on, and then it'll be about another 10 miles to the shelter where I'm staying tonight. Hopefully I'll get there before the rain starts, and I may need to kind of hang out there in the morning until the rain stops. It's supposed to stop late morning, but I guess we'll see what happens. So here's a good example of a sign that's wrong. Next shelter south, 11.2 miles. See that? 11.2? It's not 11.2. I knew it was about 10. I just checked Guthook. Sure enough, 9.9 it says. So that sign is 1.3 miles off. So just, again, signs on the AT, you gotta take them with a grain of salt because they can be way off. Okay, it's 10:20 and there's a very soft sprinkle of rain starting to fall. I'm not happy about that. This was not in the forecast for this early in the day. So I'm gonna have to keep an eye on this, and if I need to, I'll stop and throw on my raincoat and my rain kilt, but I'm hoping this is just a brief thing and it'll pass. I guess we'll see. Okay, I had to shoot this sign because they put Mount Katahdin 1,924.7 miles. But this is where I'm going, Walnut Mountain Shelter. This says 6.5, and I double checked it on Guthook, and that's accurate, 6.5. So I'm at the halfway point now, and you probably can't hear this, but the rain has petered out, just a kind of a gentle sprinkle. I just don't know if that's a precursor of something more to come, or if that was just a little passing cloud burst, and the real rain's coming later today. So I'm going to keep moving. I don't want to have to put my rain suit on when I'm going uphill. I've got a 2,500 foot climb, something like that, over the next 3.5 miles. So I don't want to be sweating out in my rain gear, but all right, on we go. It's 11 o'clock. I just stopped by the side of the trail to have a quick snack, and the rain has stopped, and I just saw the sun peek out for just a few seconds. Now it's gone again behind a cloud, but that was promising. So 5.4 miles left, but the first 3 miles of that is uphill, Bluff Mountain. So 3 more miles straight up, and then a down, and then a up to the shelter. So 3 miles up, probably 1.5 miles down, and then a mile up, and I'm there. So I'm making great time. 11 o'clock, I only got total 5.4 miles to go. So at least 3 more hours, so I could get there between 2 and 3. So that's really good. I'm optimistic. Oh man, the trail goes by another cave. Oh jeez. Oh man, that's a big one too. Oh boy. Yikes. Well, I guess it's not that deep. Let's let me put AT on the rock there. AT. Okay, enough of that. All right, that wasn't as scary as I thought. Phew. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, that is the sun, and you can see, well, maybe you can't see it from that angle. Look, there's the sun up behind me there. See it? And then behind me, you can see there's some blue sky. So that bodes well. If this holds up for another 3 hours, I'll be very happy. It's noon, a little after noon. I stopped for a Snickers bar, and 1.4 miles to go to the peak of Bluff Mountain, so I'm only halfway up. Good, another close to an hour of hiking. And then it's about 1.5 miles down, and then a mile up to the shelter. So a total of 3.9 to the shelter. So just less than 4 miles left in my day. It's only noon. Thought I'd shoot one more video before I get to the shelter. 2.4 miles. I made it to the top of Bluff Mountain. I think they call it Bluff Mountain because you shouldn't call it Bluff. It is a long slog uphill. My heels are killing me. They're so sore I'm going to have to take a little vitamin I when I get to the shelter. But I wanted to share with you what a beautiful day it's become. The sun's come out. Look at those trees. You know, golden yellow. The sun is lighting them up. Looking really bright. It's really beautiful. So a little bit of sprinkle this morning. I think that's a little warning of what's coming later today. I should be at the shelter within an hour and a half by 2:30. So I'm just going to keep plugging away even though my heels are killing me. And then I'll take vitamin I when I get to the shelter. And I might have to take some more before bed just so I can sleep because my heels are just killing me. I don't know if it's plantar fasciitis starting up or what. That's not good. Yeah, not the most appealing shelter. It's only 2 o'clock and the weather's still good, although they're still calling for possible rain. I'm going to push on to the next shelter. It's 4.8 miles to Roaring Fork. It's 10 after 2 right now. I could probably get there at 4:30ish. It's a bigger shelter, twice as big, probably nicer. I do have to pick up water on the way there, but it's only like a half-mile water carry. So I'm just going to do that. I'm going to push on, even though my feet hurt like hell. It's mostly downhill. Well, it's downhill for the first half and then uphill, but not as bad of an uphill. So that's my plan. Hopefully it'll work out. Hopefully I don't get wet. Okay, the rain is still holding off. It's a little after 3:30. I had to stop and filter some water. And I have a little snack. I had one of my tortilla breads with some almond butter. I've got one more tortilla bread and a packet of peanut butter, which I will have either at the next water source, because I have to load up on water because there's no water at the shelter. It's just a couple tenths of a mile before the shelter, so it's not a very long carry. But the rain has held off. I'm happy so far. But I've got 2.3 miles. I took 2 vitamin I because my soles of my feet are just sore, really sore. I don't know why they're so sore. The trail hasn't been too bad. But it hasn't really made a big difference, the vitamin I. So, and while I was filtering water there, taking a little break, my feet kind of stiffened up, and so did my legs a little bit. So I'm going a little slow. Normally 2.3 miles is like an hour when I'm really motivated, but with my feet being sore, my legs tightening up, hopefully things will loosen up here as I get going. But it's also mostly uphill to the shelter from here. So, you know, it's 3:40, so I should be at the shelter by 5, I would think. That's generous. Hopefully a little bit before then, but it really depends on how my feet and legs are feeling. So, shelter. In case you missed that sign, shelter. Another sign. So the shelter's right down here. I can see it from the trail. Doesn't look like anyone's here. It's 10 minutes to 5. So I made good time. And I'm glad I came to this shelter, because the other one was kind of decrepit. It did not look like a comfortable place to spend the night or to spend a rainy morning if the rain pushes in. So this one's bound to be better. You got bear cables right there. Hang your food right outside the shelter. Yeah, this is in better shape. Floor's in much better shape. Yeah, it's longer, it's cleaner, and the boards are in better shape. So, all right, I guess this is home sweet home for the night.